The shift began slowly. She used to guard our dinner time like a sacred ritual. Then came the late nights at the office. I brushed them off, not wanting to seem controlling. I trusted her, or at least tried to. One evening, as we watched TV together, her phone buzzed. She quickly silenced it and turned it face down. "Who's that?" I asked casually. "Just a client being pushy," she replied lightly. But the tension in her shoulders and the way she gripped her phone said otherwise. That night, the seed of doubt took root. It didn't take long to grow. Soon, there were too many late nights, too many missed calls, too many coincidences. One night, while she was out for another client meeting, I checked her laptop. She'd forgotten to log out of her email. What I found broke something in me. Intimate, explicit messages between her and a man named Adrian. Plans for secret dinners, weekend getaways, boutique hotels. And the worst part? I knew him. I'd met Adrian at one of her work events. The way they'd stood too close, the way she'd laughed too easily, it all clicked. But messages weren't enough. I needed proof that couldn't be denied. So, I hired a private investigator. Within weeks, I had everything: photos, videos, receipts. Her betrayal was undeniable. What hit even harder was learning that Adrian's wife, Amal, was completely unaware. I sent her everything anonymously, along with a note. "You deserve to know. If you want to talk, call me."
She did.
Amal was heartbroken, but remarkably composed. We met in a quiet cafe, the air heavy with shared pain. Her voice shook, but her gaze was steady. "I'm going to confront him," she said. But I wanted to hurt. The fire in her eyes struck something in me. "Then let's do it together," I said. She gave a thin, determined smile. "I like your style." For weeks, we planned. Every detail had to be perfect. Sophia told me she'd be working late that Saturday. I already knew where she'd be, dining with Adrian, and Amal had reserved a table nearby. Hidden in a corner, we watched them stroll in hand, laughing like guilt didn't exist. When their meals arrived, we stood and walked over. The moment they saw us, the color drained from their faces. The restaurant went silent. "Sophia," I said evenly, "you forgot to mention you'd be dining with Adrian tonight." "And you," Amal added, eyes locked on her husband, seemed to have been busier than I realized. Sophia's panic was instant. "Jacob, please, I can explain." "You'll have time," I interrupted, placing a folder on the table. "Divorce papers. You have 10 minutes to sign." "Divorce?" she gasped. "You're overreacting."
No, Sophia.
What's ridiculous is thinking I wouldn't find out. What's absurd is how easily you threw away our marriage. Adrian tried to stand, but Amal pressed her hand down on his arm.
"Sit."
"We're not finished." She slid her own folder across the table. "This will be on your company's desk Monday morning. Let's see how they feel about their CFO using company money to entertain his mistress." Adrian's face went pale. "You wouldn't." "I already did," Amal said coolly. Sophia left that night with nothing but her handbag. By morning, the locks on my house were changed. Her belongings were packed and sent to her parents. She called, texted, even showed up at my office, but I never replied. The divorce moved quickly. She walked away with far less than she imagined. Adrian's fall came just as swiftly. Amal kept her promise. His company fired him, and soon everyone knew. She filed for divorce, leaving him broke and disgraced. The last I heard, he was living in a small, run-down apartment, worlds away from the luxury he once flaunted. Amal and I stayed in touch. At first, it was for support, helping each other piece our lives back together. But with time, something deeper grew. Mutual respect, quiet strength, understanding born from shared wounds. Betrayal cuts deep, but it also clears the path ahead. The truth isn't just about exposing deceit. It's about ensuring those who cause the pain never forget it. In the end, justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it's simply standing tall amid the wreckage, knowing you survived with your dignity intact.